Hey folks, it's Mad Rabbit, and I'm back in World of Warcraft today. Kind of doing a random video, not doing Flame Broil. I got like 3 or 4 episodes ready to upload, just so you know. I'm gonna show you some footage here. I got lots of scattered types of footage here. This first one, this little first segment, is me attempting with my Blood Death Knight to do Anexia's Lair 25, which normal mode, which didn't quite work out too well. And I had my hard drive pretty much filled up with footage just from this first attempt on this. Yeah, it ended up being about 20 minutes before I realized when she reached phase 2, which you'll see here in a few minutes, that she actually goes up and flies, and she's not going to come back down until you actually damage her to the point, well, she'll come back down for the third phase. So I hadn't played this in so long, completely forgot about it. So yeah, I made a pretty big mistake, and I ended up wasting tons of time. So as you see here, yeah, that phase 2 starts, she takes off. And as you know, Blood Death Knights are not the best at range. So I took a while just to try and get my groove going here, fighting the ads and whatnot. And how you think had I known this, I probably would have taken maybe a different class in here to make this attempt, but I don't know if they would have held up as well as this guy. Maybe a paladin, but I don't have my paladin up to 90 yet. So at any rate, it was, I guess looking back on it, it was an interesting experience. I don't know if I'd say it's fun, but yeah, I eventually did try to take her down um, by hitting her with like diseases and my death coil from range. And she was very gradually going down, but at some point I just gave up on the 25-man version. I went off and killed myself. As you'll see here in a few minutes, I actually went into one of the side chambers. I was kind of wondering, what happens when you go into those egg chambers on the side? Do you just die, or what happens? So yeah, I pretty much just get murderized. The 25-man, I can see it's doable, and possibly much easier with other classes. So I know for sure others have done this on YouTube, so I'm not even gonna go there and say I'm great or I'm terrible. I'm obviously pretty terrible at this, so it's not like to pat myself on the back, but this is sort of the thing I do in my spare time, running these things solo and just for fun, just to see if I challenge myself to see if I can do it and come up with strategies. And now that we can just walk into, in case you don't know, this is all 5.1. Um, so in case you didn't know, there's no longer a need for raid groups to go into a raid. You can just walk into them, except for the ones that are current content. So basically, Catechism and below, you can just walk into the raid. So I said, well, that's pretty cool. I'm just going to go and challenge myself. They nerfed, I wouldn't say so much nerfed some of the encounters and some of the raids that required 2 people or more, but there's a lot of alterations with some of the older stipulations where you actually don't need 2 people. Although some of these older raids are still extremely difficult to get through, as I'll show you in a little bit when I do attempt Razor Gore again, but this time with a paladin, which I can't glitch with a paladin. I had a video up, oh, what was it, a couple months ago, where you're able to, there's a way to glitch the Razor Gore in Blackwing Lair with the hunter or perhaps like an engineer that can boost over to this one ledge, and you'll have to go refer to my old video on that. There's other videos kind of showing the same thing too. It's a known glitch. It's been known for a while. But yeah, so what I really want in Blackwing Lair is gear for my paladin, but he's not up to 90 yet, and I still have not been able to get by the encounter. It's very difficult. As you'll see, I will show some footage of my very first attempt at Razor Gore, just so you get the feel for it, but I wasn't able to pull it off. I tried it with the 85 Paladin. You didn't have enough hit points, plus Razor Gore does drop, and you really, even with a 90, it becomes a little bit, it is difficult. So it's not, but I know it's not impossible because I've seen videos of people doing it, so I'm going to keep trying. And it isn't so much, when you reach level 90, it isn't so much your hit points. That's really the issue. It's Razor Gore's hit points and getting the eggs destroyed before he dies, basically. And I basically tried it with my rogue, and that was the closest I ever came. I destroyed all the eggs, but he died on the very last second of the last egg that died. So yeah, the problem with the Razor Gore is he'll self-destruct. So that's been the problem with trying to one-man this for ages. So yeah, as you see here, that's basically you go out there, spam 4, try and get as much of these eggs down um, with his egg, the number 4 button, the egg attack one. So then the ads come in, and then they'll mostly go for you, but they still will occasionally go for him, and that's the problem. When they go for him, that's the problem. The strategy I found works best on some of the later attempts I made was destroy the eggs close to you first, as quickly as possible, and then start moving him away. And when it comes time where you're going to run out of channeling time, keep him as far away as possible. But the problem is when he does that, he will aggro them because he'll naturally react and attack the enemy. So that's the problem. That's where you have a problem. That's where if you had a two-man group, it'd be much easier to do because the other person can go and take those ads off of him. So as you see here, I don't do too well. It's not so much the ads here. It's when you're channeling, you're going to get beat on. So when you're 85 like this guy, you do come close to death. But when you're 90, it's not so much an issue. And a whole bunch of new changes since 5.1 came out. Darkmoon Fair, new pet wandering around. I found this thing, the glow. It was a glowfly, Darkmoon glowfly. Let me know if there's any other pets out there. I would really enjoy, I'd like to know if there were other ones in the environment. I mean, you can now purchase this new one here, as you can see, the little hatchling type. Kind of matches the mount you get from here. Basically, it's like a Darkmoon hatchling or whatever. So yeah, you can buy those with some of the tickets. I always run Darkmoon Fair every month with every character I got. As many of the professional ones as I can. I don't run the dailies because those are just annoying. I never noticed this vendor out here out in the middle of nowhere, but they have some weird food. So maybe that's maybe you can buy with tickets. So take a look at that too if you had never looked at it when you went there. That's not so much interesting, but maybe it was new and not 5.1. But I don't really know. She might have been out there all along. I don't remember ever exploring the island. A lot of new novelty items here, as you can see. In the past, there used to be that one. What was it? That was the ride. But now they added some more rides to this place. It's a lot more novelty items that basically buy with tickets. Oh, and the pet daily. I obviously couldn't do it. Well, my pets are still not level 25, but and a new ride, which I didn't try, but some of those rides you can actually buy with. Those are some of those novelty items. And this was not new in 5.1, I know, but this guy here, the Darkmoon Rabbit, based on the Monty Python Rabbit, as you know, does drop a non-combat pet, but you need a raid group and you need a huge one, like 40 mana here. Oh, and I've been playing tons of the dailies with the tillers. And tillers, that's where you do the farming and all that. I cannot stress enough how great the tillers are. I know the other dailies really suck. And I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I'm so sick of them, and some of them I really hate in particular. I'll say the Shadowpan ones. I really hate them. I loathe them. And some of the Claxy ones are just getting annoying too. But the tillers, I've been doing a lot with the tillers, mainly because you can get the motes of harmony by farming them here. Once you get up to Exalted and you do some of the storyline stuff and you open up all this, so you can actually do your professions with the motes and make money. And I'm also making a habit, even though I'm Exalted right now, to do the one daily. There's one daily each day that gives you the Iron Paw token, as you can see. Kind of changes every day, but make sure you just at least do just that one daily each day just to get the token, so you can purchase items, food items from the vendor there. And they're usually pretty easy dailies. So yeah, I had so much footage, guys. Wow, it's like I didn't realize I had so much footage. I'm getting wordy here. I'm trying to fit it all in one go. Also, Oh yes, in 5.1 is the biggest change was the new daily hub, which I've only done 2 days worth of the dailies. The first day I did it, I was on the airship, and the dailies that came with the airship were pretty good. But I'll show you the hub I did today was terrible, and I will never do it again if that hub comes up. I won't do it. The one where you go into the cave with was it Hornswoggle or Hillswoggle or some dwarven woman. I'm assuming the Horde probably has an equivalent. But yeah, it was just so annoying. The quests were confusing. It's worth doing just because, as you see here, the Valor Point items are higher level, item level than the stuff from the other reputation grinds. So you might want to put this as a reputation grind to do. But yeah, still, it's just yeah, this is the ones I started doing today that were just terrible. And lastly but not least, as I make my outro here, I did a Shaw of Anger run, which is another one of those world bosses. Requires a raid group with my guild, and I usually don't do this sort of things. I'm not big into raiding and all that, but I've been trying to do this just to maybe get a couple items to upgrade on, and I was just happy in this particular run I didn't die. I did terrible DPS, but I just today I went into my add-ons folder and deleted Recount, and I'm done with it. I'm just not. It's ruining the game for me. The whole Recount thing. On some level I understand it and like it because you can hold yourself to a higher standard, but when it becomes like this thing like you have to measure yourself against other people if you're so insecure about yourself, to me it's stupid. And to me, it's probably at the core of what's probably ruining the game, at least on some level. The dailies are, well, there's a long laundry list of things I would love to do if I was in charge of World of Warcraft. There was a forum post a couple, oh, must have been a week ago about what would you do if you were in charge of Blizzard, and I had all kind of great ideas, but I didn't reply to the forum post. I hate those forum posts, but I know it's highly opinionated stuff, so I've never been a big fan of that kind of thing. So yeah, I had to get this footage off my hard drive. I had so much footage of WoW. That's been recording, and I'm gonna do a lot more solo attempts on raids. I'm thinking, like I said before, I might try. I haven't tried yet, but I might try the Lich King stuff. And they said that they even tweaked some of the ones in there. That it's very remote, but it's not impossible. But some of these encounters are doable now, supposedly. But you really have to know what you're doing. And I tried a few more, like the AQ, I forget which one it is, AQ40, the one that's in Silithus, the bigger one. I could not get by the Twin Emperors, and I could not beat the globule thing and when I went into Naxxramas, also I couldn't beat another one that a lot of these have pets now associated with them too, so that's sort of why I want to go in. So I'm running out of footage here, so catch you guys later. Man Rabbit signing off. Adios.